morning and welcome to Love Every Moment, coming to you today from Nashville, Tennessee. Today's verse is 1 John 4:10. In this is love, not that we loved God, but that he loved us and sent his Son to be the propitiation for our sins. So we are getting here to the basis of love. Where does love come from? What is it completely based off of? And the basic answer is certainly not off of my works. It's all his doing. So let's look at that a little bit more specifically. It says not that we loved God, but that he loved us. And both times it says love, that's using the agape love, which I define simply as God's love, that perfect love that only comes from God. There are two other types of love, which is phileo, which I'll just call human love, and eros, which is a passionate love. Humans are born with phileo and eros, but we do not have agape love because that can only come as a gift from God himself. Our love falls very, very short of that. Now, this reminds me of one of the first verses that I covered in this series back in 2019, and I have the link up here, and it is, John 21:15. And I'm just going to summarize it. So Jesus talks with Peter and asks, do you love me? And Jesus asks Peter with that agape love, do you love me with God's love? Peter responds, yes, you know I love you, which he uses phileo. I love you with human love. I can't love you with godly love because I don't have it. The same thing happens a second time. The third time Jesus asks Peter, do you love me using that phileo love? Do you love me with human love? Peter once again says, yes, you know I love you with human love. It's all I've got. That's the only thing I can do. Jesus does not chastise Peter. Instead, he says each time, tend my sheep, which is basically, okay, you give me all of your human love, that's fine. Now let's get busy with my ministry. And that's okay. So look, here's the idea. If we surrender all of our lousy, pathetic human loves to him, every bit of stuff on this earth, every person on this earth that we could love, we give it to him, he in exchange is going to give us agape love. But it only comes when we are emptied out of our natural phileo, that human love. All right? So now let's get back to our main verse. It talks about this word, sent his Son to be the propitiation for our sins. Propitiation is a funny word. You just don't hear that in everyday conversations, that's for sure. In fact, it only comes one other time in the Bible, and we covered that up here. Let's see, that was 1 John 2:2. And he himself is the propitiation for our sins, and not only for ours only, but also for those of the whole world. But to understand that better, we'll back up one verse. The previous verse there says basically, if anyone sins, we have an advocate with the Father, Jesus Christ the righteous. So he is the lawyer that is pleading our case before the Father. But it gets better than this, because he also is the one that actually paid the death sentence price for our sins. I deserve to die for my sins. And he said, I got this. He took the death for me. And that's what makes it even better. He paid the price, and then he's the lawyer that's going to argue on my behalf. How cool is that? Let's look at one other that really seals the deal here. It's Romans 4:25. He who was delivered over because of our transgressions and was raised up because of our justification. So the justification happens because he paid the price and loved us so much. The love starts and ends with him. And all we have to do is give him all of our miserable human love. So let's choose to love every moment, because then we're going to love every moment. I'm your average wretch, and I hope you have a great week.